How's it going, guys? It's a final render here and welcome to ASTRONEER. ASTRONEER is a game that's been out for about a week and a half or so. It is currently in pre-alpha build and it is a pretty cool space building and survival game. I really enjoy it. It only costs a small amount of money. I've played it for about 2 hours and I think you guys are gonna absolutely love it. So let's go ahead and see if we can get 253 amazing likes on this video and let's launch straight onto our first planet and touch down on the planet. Okay, so let's jump out. Hey, here we go. Here's our little astronaut. Okay, so I'm sure you guys are wondering, what's on this planet? What can we build? And how do we get started? Well, that's quite simple, really. Firstly, we have got a terrain tool to actually build some of the environment around ourselves and also collect resources. We have got our main habitat pod here. And this is what we actually use to build our base. We build off of this habitat pod. You look at this little part which is moving on the habitat pod, click it, and it tells us to build our first module, we need a common resin ore. So let's go ahead and find some resin. And how lucky is that? We have got some resin right here. So how about we go ahead and grab some of that resin? Unfortunately, we didn't get enough resin at that first little pod, so we are going to have to actually go ahead and make some tethers so we can go further and find some more. Now, to make tethers, you need this. This is compound. Compound is just kind of a basic plastic that you can find pretty much everywhere on the planet. So to build stuff in the game, we actually go ahead and go into our backpack and we choose the things we want to build here. In this case, we can select tethers, and then we can build up some tethers using some of that compound we found. Tethers are extremely important in the game. The reason you need them is because if you can see this blue line attached to our base, that is our only source of power and oxygen. And if we want to go further, we need to get a constant supply of power and oxygen. And the way to do that is with tethers. So the tethers are just little poles that you can build, and then you can place them down on the ground in order to extend how far you can actually walk. You can place them down with T. Not only do they give you power and oxygen, but also they serve as a very handy marker as to where you've been and where you haven't been yet. So it actually works pretty well. So how about we start checking over there, see if we can find any resin over that way. Straight ahead over there, we have got some compound deposits. That is basically kind of a compound vein in the ground so that we can actually harvest that and it will grow back over time. So that is great. It means we have got, in theory, a kind of unlimited source of compound very near our base. It takes a long time to regenerate. If you look right up ahead in the distance, it looks like we might actually have a resin vein as well, so that we'll be able to also get unlimited resin. Our first trip out, we have collected 2 compounds and 3 resins, and all we've got to do is follow our tether all the way back to our base so that we can start expanding in our base. So you can probably start to get the gist of how the game works now, and it is really fun. I'm not too sure why it's as fun as it is. It's fairly simple in mechanics, but there's something oh so satisfying about it. Uh-oh, we've got a storm coming in. Holy, that's a big storm. Okay, jump into the habitat, which also saves the game. If we are outside in one of those storms, there is a very high chance we can die. So let's just sit tight and hope our base doesn't get damaged. Holy, the rocks are coming pretty darn close to my habitat. They're missing just slightly though. Oh, that was a direct hit. Alright, the storm is subsided now. That is brilliant. Huh. We managed to get away from that okay. But man, look at the destruction that thing causes. So we survived the storm. Let's go ahead and build up our first little module. In order to build, now we've kind of told it we want that module, we've just got to drag the 1 resin compound it requires, and now it's built our little pod. So now we've got our first little module built, we need to go ahead and add 2 more resin, which we do have, so we can decide what kind of module it is going to be. Here we go. Okay, so as you can see, we can build a printer, a research bay, a smelter, a vehicle bay, which will be great fun. And that's all we can do for now until we research some more stuff. I'm probably going to build the research bay first. That means we'll be able to start researching new technologies that we can build in our base. And to do that, we only need 2 compound. And we actually have 2 compound already. So let's slot those on there. Build it up. Excellent, there is our research bay right there, but it will need a source of power. And in order to make some power, we will need to get something like a generator, which we need copper for. We can use a wind vane, which we need aluminium for. Or, of course, we can use solar, and we need compound for that. And luckily, we know exactly where to go ahead and find some compound. So how about we follow our tethers all the way back to our little compound vein? Seems like we have depleted our little compound vein right now. But how about we go ahead and use some tethers to go a little bit further, seeing as there is some compound just over here, as well as some resin also right next to it. That is very useful. Let's create the solar panel now so that we can just throw it onto the base as soon as we get back. That is great. And as I said, we have also got some resin and some power here. Power just comes in these little yellow tubes. Obviously, you can build machines such as solar generators and just kind of regular generators to build up your power, or you can just stay near your tether. But if you can't stay too close to your tether, you can just go ahead and find the power. That way, it'll save your skin many times, I'm sure. Superb. Let's go ahead and grab the solar panel, whack it onto our research bay. So when it turns into the daytime, we will be able to start researching on this machine. Here's the cave we found earlier. So as long as I just kind of keep putting down my tethers, not only will I be able to find my way out, but I also won't die for lack of oxygen. The cave is starting to open up now, so we should be able to go and get some more difficult resources. We've got a little bit of a drop here, actually. It doesn't look too safe, so we're actually going to use our terrain builder, and we're actually going to build ourselves a little ramp. There we go, we built some little stairs going down our ramp. So now we can start to explore the caves. Ah, here we go, we've just found a large ore deposit, and this is what we will actually go and research using the research bay. We'll plonk down the research bay and it will give us a new technology. Let's just make that ramp a little bit safer. Okay, I found 3 things we can take over the research bay right there. But let's go ahead and explore this part of the cave over here to see if we can find anything like copper or aluminium. That's what we really need right about now. Oh dear, poison gas pods. There really isn't anything by the way of dangerous enemies like aliens and stuff, but obviously things like that are a problem. I wonder if we can use our terraformer tool to just kind of suck the ground from underneath them. Here we go, we've got some malachite ore here. This is what we need to get copper. And copper is very useful for the creation of certain machines, including the printer. And I will need the printer very soon. Once we have got the malachite ore, we can go ahead and build a smelter so that we can turn this ore into copper. And then it will be a useful building material. Oh man, this cave goes down even deeper. We're not going to go there just yet. Darn it, the poison gas got me. Now I'm back at base. That's never happened before to me, actually. So yeah, let's follow our tethers, get back to that cave, and it'll be very easy to find out where we were just by following these tethers. But I don't know if we can get our stuff back. We might have to mine that again. Alright, here we are back inside the cave. Our items to research are still right there. And the poison things are right over there as well. Oh yes, we can salvage the stuff that we have dropped, which is great news. Let me just remove your research pod there. Again, I really want to know if you can defeat these guys, so to speak. Can you just rip out their ground beneath them and then eventually they will collapse? There we go. Okay, it literally just kind of gives us the pod, so let's grab our malachite ore again. So let's go ahead and go even deeper into the cave to see what else we can uncover. I'm pretty sure that there will be something exciting down here. Alright, right above us we have got laterite ore, I believe it is called. And that is used to make aluminium. And that is... Holy! You do not want to be underneath those things. And that is what we use to go ahead and make aluminium. So if we grab some of that... It's going to take a long time to do this, but I am also going to carry back one of these research specimens. When you're carrying things to research, you move, I'm going to say, about half your current speed. Alright, is it night or is it a storm currently? I think we're in a storm. Okay, if I just follow my tethers, I should make it back to the base, no problem. Yep, there's a big storm coming in right now. Okay, I might have to actually do what I said just now. I might have to either abandon the thing I want to research, or just go ahead and dig myself a cave very quickly using the terraformer. but I might be able to make it quite near. Right, we made it back to the base just as the storm is subsiding. Well, that was lucky. Drop it down, Mr. Resin Man, and you get right there as well. Okay, so what do we need to make a smelter? We need 2 bits of compound for that. Do I have that? I have 1 bit of compound. Wow, look at that. This game is really pretty. Whilst it has, you know, kind of a simple, kind of cartoony art style to it, you know, a little blocky, it is rendered very, very nicely with some really nice lighting effects and stuff. It really is top-notch looking. A little bit of this compound vein has replenished. I don't know how long it takes to fully replenish. Probably a few in-game days, I expect. But anyways, we got that compound. Let's go ahead and finish our smelter. Compound away. Okay, build that smelter. Excellent, excellent. Alright, so we will also need a way to power our smelter, won't we? We will probably need to get another solar panel, I guess. Oh, that means I've got to go all the way over there. Let's just drop the power into the smelter for now. That will charge it up. And let's go ahead and whack our malachite and our aluminium on there. Okay, game, do it. So we'll get 1 aluminium and 3 copper out of this. And it's out of power. What do I need for a wind vane? 1 aluminium. Okay, which is that one? That's for copper. There's the aluminium. Okay, so I can go ahead and turn that aluminium I just made into a wind vane. Just like that. And now I can drop the wind vane onto my generator. And now it's starting to produce power. We have also got our research specimen right here. We've got the solar panel on there, so it's got power. Let's research it, baby. What has it given us? It has given us the research schematics for a fuel condenser. Okay, we will need that later on in order to synthesize fuel. But right now, we need 1 more item to build. 1 more item, and I think we are going to go ahead and build the printer. Drag 1 resin onto the base. Excellent. Let's kind of have it so that it is kind of perpendicular to the research bay. Boom! Okay, so now we can go ahead and make our printer, and we need 2 copper for that. And I have 2 copper already. Excellent, there is the printer ready to go. We just need to go ahead and add some aluminium to make a wind vane, or we can use compound to make a solar panel. Either way, I've got to go and get some more resources. Let's go out, see if we can find some more aluminium, and then we'll be able to properly power up our new machine. I've been going pretty darn deep into this cave and I've still not found any aluminium at all. I've only found that 1 batch which I found when I came here the first time. Oh, jackpot baby, is this what we want? Is this the aluminium we've been looking for? Only it is, there's loads of it right here. Bingo! I've now got to go really far into this cave in order to get back, but luckily since we have the tethers, I am able to find my way back. I think this is what makes the game so charming to play, because since you know that you can always find your way back by using the tethers, it actually kind of gives you an attachment to your base. It makes you really feel like you really need to have your base up and running just in order to stay alive. And it's this way. As you can see, I've gone pretty far. There we go. Whack that onto the machine. Right, tell you what, let's actually research this that we've just brought back from the cave. What do we got? We've researched filters. I have no idea what they are yet. One thing I would like right now is I would like a storage panel, because whilst I am going ahead and collecting all these metals, which is all good, I need a place to store them. I can't be carrying them around all the time. You can just leave them on the ground, but you know, if it's a storm, they could blow away. So why don't we go ahead and see if we can build ourselves a storage bay, and we need 2 compound for that. That is no trouble. And throw the other one there. Excellent. So now build me up a storage rack. I'm going to whack the storage bay right there on top of this empty module so that we can actually go ahead and drop some of our freshly made metal right in place. So we've got an aluminium right there, store that away, same for a copper. These storage bays give you 8 slots in order to store stuff, so that is a really good way to ensure that your stuff is protected. But I do need to go ahead and turn the rest of this ore into copper. Okay guys, so I am going to end the video there. That has been our very first video on ASTRONEER. as I said, ASTRONEER is a really fun game. I really enjoy it. It's got such a pretty art style, and it's got such a unique take on the surviving and scavenging. It's not so much that everything is out to kill you. It's just so much that here is a place, explore it as much as you want, and build what you want, and it's just so much more relaxed and enjoyable for that. So I think in the next video we will look at expanding our base a little bit more, and also I definitely think we'll have to start building our huge walls around the base, and also go ahead and build the vehicles base so we can start going around with some rovers and stuff. So guys, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, and I hope I will see you next time. This has been the final render, and you have been the audience. Until next time, farewell.